Nintendo Switch Sports Resort is coming out in just 3 months, and I can't lie to you, I am extremely excited for it. So I figured I'd make a quick video just kind of discussing why I am so excited for it, and honestly, why I think you should probably look at picking this one up. So the first and biggest reason as to why you should pick this game up in October is Wuhu Island is finally back. That's right, finally. The Wii Sports Resort nostalgia has been quenched. We are finally going back to Wuhu Island. The original Switch Sports should have been on Wuhu Island. I know the original Wii Sports wasn't, but we should have been on Wuhu Island right from the get-go. It would have just set this thing up for way more success, to be honest with you, and the first game would have been looked at a lot more fondly if we actually had a good location. Sorry, Spoko Square. But yeah, we are finally going back to Wuhu Island, and honestly, this is gonna be either hit or miss. I don't know if there is a open world mechanic. I know that we are getting the skateboard minigame, but I don't think that is going to be as intuitive as it might look. So fingers crossed that they utilize Wuhu Island and they don't just have this weird random they don't have this nostalgic location and they don't actually fully utilize it. The other thing that I don't see too many people talking about is the fact that we are gonna see Wuhu Island, one of the most iconic game locations ever. We are finally gonna see this in not only HD, but 4K, bro. We're gonna see Wuhu Island in 4K, and that is something that I am not taking for granted, bro. That is going to be huge. I am so excited for it. It is going to be absolutely spectacular. And then, of course, the on the island exploration note, we are also getting the plane minigame as well. The plane sport, I should probably just say that. The sport where you can actually fly around in a plane. I would be very surprised if we did not have a mode where it would actually give you those like little location markers that it had in Wii Sports Resort. You know how you fly around with the Wii remote and you actually go around the island trying to find all these hidden locations and whatnot, all the stamps and stuff. I would be shocked if we didn't get that in Wii Sports or in Switch Sports Resort. It would be a huge missed opportunity, but yeah, man, we'll have to see. And then, of course, the big part of Switch Sports and why it was so... I mean, it sold 18 million copies, but part of the reason why I played so much is the online factor. And the fact that we are on Wuhu Island and we are about to get the best of both worlds. We're going to get a bunch of sports that are nostalgic from Wii Sports Resort with online functionality. They have the opportunity to do something absolutely spectacular here. And honestly, if we just have that Battle Royale mode and the classic 4-player, you just get to take turns and whatnot, that would be spectacular. The variety in which they can give would be spectacular. It would open the door for this to be what Switch Sports on the Switch 1 should have been, which is a combination of what made Wii Sports so special alongside the Switch Sports magic with the online, because it is undeniable that the online functionality of Switch Sports is the game's defining feature. And honestly, as much as I rag on it, it was definitely a good aspect of it, is the fact that they focus so much on the online. It's just they need to fully flesh it out, and I feel like they've got a great foundation with more sports, more functionality, more hidden modes, and that leads me to probably my most anticipated mode in Switch Sports Resort, which is 100-pin bowling is coming back. They showed a screenshot, and I know I harped on this in my last video, but I just wanted to make another point of saying is that Switch Sports Resort is finally getting, it's finally coming back, the 100-pin bowling. Now, I am hoping that, again, they fully flesh out this online. That is going to be a huge contingency here, is that if they don't fully flesh out the online, then this is definitely going to be a Switch Sports Resort, or a Switch Sports 2, essentially, and that's not a good thing. So, the online in the original was good, but they needed to do... There was a lot left to be desired, and the fact that they are adding that 100-pin bowling is definitely an upside to this game, and that's why I am so excited for it, is the fact that we are getting some of these side modes. It'd be nice if we got the training modes for the tennis and that were from Wii Sports. It would be spectacular if we got so many of these other modes as well. It's a dogfight for the plane minigame. Like, there's so much that is left to be desired. And we haven't even talked about potential DLC, and I know that that might sound a little far-fetched, but if you really think about it, Nintendo actually pushed out a bunch of free updates for the original Switch sports, which I think it launched with 6 sports, and then we ended up getting golf and basketball, which I know it was too little too late, but it would be nice if we actually got paid DLC for this game, which would maybe add more original sports, maybe some actual, the OG swordplay and all that would be spectacular. And honestly, the fact that it's not in the base game gives me hope that they will actually bring some DLC over in the future, depending on how well this game does. The only negative that I could see is that I'm hoping that it's not going to be like the Mario sports game stuff. Now, I know Switch Sports wasn't really like that because it actually sold well, but there is the possibility that Switch Sports Resort is going to be one of those, oh, we're going to push out free updates just with a bunch of these sports, but I would much rather DLC, and I know it would cost more, but DLC opens the door for it to actually be good stuff. They would actually have to add more to it, and it would be spectacular if we could actually see some good DLC and not just like a game that is, you know, baked on arrival and then gets finished later on when it's already dead and it's too late. So it would be spectacular if they fully fleshed it out. And the fact that we are bringing 100-pin bowling back and probably a bunch of other modes that we don't even know of yet, the fact that they're bringing those back on day one is giving me good vibes. It's giving me good vibes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, we've also got some other like small little tweaks that are gonna make this game even better. And the number one thing are the controls. The Switch Sports on the Switch 1 was phenomenal with the motion controls. It was great. The fact that we are on new hardware with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, which are going to be better than the Switch 1 Joy-Cons were, it leaves me very excited for how these controls are going to go. And honestly, it just opens the door for more possibilities. I wonder if they can do something with the mouse mode, which honestly, I don't think Nintendo has actually fully fleshed that out yet. I know they had Drag X Drive last year, but honestly, I think there is so much more that they can do with the Switch 2 Joy-Cons, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it is going to look like on day one. And honestly, I'm also looking forward to seeing what they are going to do in the future, because I personally do not believe that we are going to be done with this game on day one. I do believe there will either be some free updates, or we are actually going to get some DLC. Now, the big thing is this game going to be 80 to 90% finished on day one. It remains to be seen. That is the big thing, is there going to be enough content to keep this game alive from now until the next updates? So we'll have to see on that front, but again, that 100-pin bowling is carrying me, and I'm assuming a lot of other people that have that nostalgia for Wii Sports Resort. So, yeah, again, we actually also are gonna get a bunch. We actually have Miis. We actually have full Mii integration. We're actually gonna be able to. I'm thinking that we are actually going to be using those outfits and whatnot, like the full body customization for the Miis. And if you don't remember what I'm talking about, on the Switch Sports, the original Switch Sports, you are able to get a bunch of different like cosmetics and whatnot, but if you chose to use a Mii character, you might not even be able to use all of the cosmetics. And in this Switch Sports Resort, I'm assuming that they're going to fix that, where you can actually use all of the online cosmetics that you are going to get. And it would be really also spectacular if Switch Sports Resort actually had more than like a year's worth of costumes and whatnot, because if you don't remember, Switch Sports kind of died after a year. They kind of stopped giving those new cosmetics. In fact, if you go into the weekly rotation now, if I went in there right now, as someone who's played like 50, 60 hours of it, I would actually be getting repeats and whatnot, because again, they stopped updating the game after a couple of years, maybe 1 or 2 years, and that's not enough for something that has this much focus on the online. And honestly, bro, I gotta be completely honest with you, I am unbelievably excited for just the online component. I feel like Nintendo's gonna learn from the original Switch Sports, and they're actually going to lock in and give us a lot more of these features that are just gonna make the game feel that much better. And Can y'all imagine what it's gonna be like doing those 1v1s in table tennis and all that? It's just gonna be, it's gonna be phenomenal. I gotta be honest with you. I think this game is going to be, it's gonna fly under the radar a little bit. And I wanna make this video to tell y'all that there's some parts of it that are making me, like, actually hella excited for this game. And I guess I wanna close this out by saying that, this game is probably the only one this year that your boy is extremely excited for. I know Ocarina of Time is a big one, but for me specifically, I am a big Switch sports guy. I've honestly, or a big Wii sports guy, the thing I grew up with. So I am genuinely rooting for this game to succeed. It would be really nice to see everyone actually enjoy this game and actually have fun with it and just, you know, not have what happened 4 years ago happen again this time. So yeah, that's essentially all I've got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think of Switch Sports Resort in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.